Over the course of Hypixel Skyblock's existence, there have been tons of videos on YouTube made about different damage setups that players and YouTubers have used to try and deal the most amount of damage possible to various different mobs across Hypixel Skyblock. Today we're going to be talking about one of the coolest damage setups I've probably seen in a while. By the way, it's very expensive. This is probably one of the most expensive damage setups that there is to date, and I'm super excited to be able to test it out thanks to my buddy iEliteNerdy for lending me his sword that you guys can see in my hand. I'll show you guys it in a minute. It is ridiculous, and you'll understand why I'm not able to buy one of these myself in a second here. But we're going to be trying it on a bunch of different things, from dragons to slayers, as well as an overall damage test. So I'm super excited about this one. If you guys are as well, make sure to leave a like, and without further ado, let's go ahead and test this setup out. Yesterday, we just surpassed 61,000 subscribers on the channel, so if you're one of those people, I absolutely love you. And if you aren't subscribed yet, consider doing so. You can change your mind at absolutely any time, and it would mean the world to me. Anyways, without further ado, this sword deserves a proper introduction. So a buddy of mine, iEliteNerdy, came to me with this video idea. At first, I wasn't sure until he showed me the amount of damage you can actually do with it and the purpose that you can use it for. So the sword I'm talking about today is a Withered Valkyrie. It's not cheap, as I said. This thing is ridiculous. As you can see, Withered Valkyrie, it's 5-starred. Withered is actually really good because it applies strength, and it also gives extra stats based on your catacombs level. The overall sword does, so it's actually really cool. And Withered's actually really good for strength as well, so it's really good reforge to put on the Valkyrie. As you can see, he has Soul Eater 5, Critical 7, Cubism 5, Dragon Hunter 5, Ender Slayer 6, Execute 5, Experience 4, Fire Aspect, Giant Killer 7, very expensive enchant as well, Impaling, Lethality, Looting, Luck, Scavenger, Sharpness 7, also a very expensive enchant, Siphon 4, that's one of the new enchants, Telekinesis, Thunderlord, Venomous, and Vicious. Vicious is the very important one here on the sword. So this sword is very expensive, as you know. You need a Necron's handle, as well as a bunch of other items to actually craft this thing, including 8 Diamantes handles, 24 Wither Catalysts, not to mention recombobulating it, 5-starring it, adding the Reforge, all the enchants. Is a very expensive weapon, is what I'm trying to get at. Today, the purpose that we're going to be using it for is not to try and reach a personal best in just one-hitting a mob. So sure, I could walk up to a zombie, I could one-hit it. I can one-hit a zombie with my fist. That's no real test. We're going to be trying it on some mobs that have a lot of health, and we're going to be using a method or a stat that's in the game now called Ferocity. Ferocity is actually a really cool stat because it works in a very interesting way. If we go to the Ferocity stat here, Ferocity grants permanent chance to double strike enemies, increments of 100, increase the base number of strikes that you can hit it. So as you can see right now, I have a bonus of plus 67 Ferocity. That's just while I'm holding my sword in hand. What we're going to be using today to raise that is the level 100 Tiger. For those of you who don't know, the Tiger got a little bit of a rework where Merciless Swipe now gains 100% ferocity. So if I equip this level 100 Tiger, which is also iEliteNerdy's, mine's only level 79, as you can see here, I have bonus ferocity of 154, which is already climbing quite a bit. If I throw my superior, as you can see now, I have 168 ferocity, which means that I'm going to be doing one hit, obviously right off the bat, and I have a 68% chance to deal a second hit, which is actually really interesting. So, base extra strike. So what I mean is I'm always doing 2 hits now, and I have a 68% chance to deal a 3rd strike. So we can actually do a lot of damage, and when it comes to killing slayers and dragons, we can combo the hell out of them. It's actually super cool, and I love this setup. So let's go ahead and test this thing out. So the first and most basic test, the zombie. As you can see, Valkyrie in hand, level 100 Tiger Pet, and full superior armor. And to a regular zombie, I do about 210,000 damage. If I swap over to a tuxedo with a tarantula helmet, you can see I do 339k to regular zombies that have 100 HP, which is actually pretty good. This is decently high, but obviously I would be able to maximize that more with a better pet, or maybe even if I change my talismans over a little bit more. And obviously my 2 combat skills are quite low. Forging level 30 and combat 43. I'm a fisherman. What do you want from me, okay? But nonetheless, I do need to level these up. But yeah, we're still doing a good amount to zombies right now. And so the first thing I want to try this setup on is dragons. So here we go, fighting the dragon. I need to melee it to showcase this set strength, but I'm not gonna lie to you, that is probably the worst dragon for melee in the game. So this is gonna be very interesting if it even stops, and if it does, it never stops for long. And of course it stops way over here. Okay, oh my goodness, yeah, I didn't get there in time. Of course that's where it stops. What a bust. Nonetheless, though, we did 2.5 million. Oh, here we go. Okay, 4.1 mil, and not gonna lie, I really didn't get too much of a chance to actually even hit it. This not a flex guy. He is he just runs like dragons all day, so I'm doing my best to keep up. And the other guy meleeed apparently with a bow, but like I've been trying to record this dragon clip for a little bit, and the dragons like either just don't stop, or it's been a mess so far. But I'm gonna try another dragon here because like young, it stopped like for a millisecond, and I still did 4.1 mil, so I will take that nonetheless. But we're gonna try this again, and hopefully it goes better the second time. Okay, here we go, another drag. Another reason why these guys will be able to damage me if it doesn't stop for long enough is because I'm using a death bow that doesn't even have any level of dragon hunter on it. Like seriously, probably one of the worst bows to be doing this with right now. I mean, I'm not doing terrible damage, but it's really nothing exciting. Did it really stop over there? It actually did, and I didn't even catch it. That is so sad. Yeah, my luck has just been absolutely atrocious with these stops or just anything that's going on, to be honest. But nonetheless, hopefully it stops one more time, like a true stop, and I can actually showcase some of the melee potential that this setup has. And is that a stop? Oh, okay, my aspect at the end didn't work. But nonetheless, though, we just did, like, I don't know how much damage we did in that one hit, but I only got one sword swing off on it, and it was pretty decent for one sword hit, not gonna lie. So, yeah, this dragon just does not want to stop for us. Did it stop over there? It probably did, didn't it? I have no idea. But yeah, my dragon luck is terrible, and I haven't done dragons in genuinely months. Like, months upon months upon months. So this is kind of my first time back at it. And my aspect to the end, like, doesn't want to work. Oh, we still got first, though, but not what I know we can do more than that. So that's the only sad part, I guess. But strong drag legs and some frags. I'll take that, I guess. Nonetheless, though, the setup is really good at drags. You just need to make sure that he stops. And obviously, if you're using a, like, fully maxed Valkyrie, you're going to have a Magma Bow with Dragon Hunter 5. This thing has no Dragon Hunter, and yeah, it's a death bow. I should be using a Magma Bow. I know that, so don't comment about it. So yeah, nonetheless, shout out to the guys who just did some drags with me. And Waffles here, in one of the earlier clips where it was bugged, he actually got an epic drag pet, which is just ridiculous. Next, we're going to try this out on some Slayers, some Ghouls, and as well as just the boss itself. So when we hit a Crypt Ghoul right now, I am doing, I can't even see how much that was, 236k. Keep in mind, my two skills that affect my damage, my combat and my forging, are some of my weakest skills that I have. So that's one thing to keep in mind, and I could probably reforge better. But yeah, 230 to 290k, honestly, which is pretty decent, to be honest. 237, 249, and I know you guys are thinking, all the like high-level players are watching this right now, thinking like, Buddy's using a 1 billion coin sword and is not doing over 300k. And I agree. But here, actually, let me swap to Tux. This was in Superior. So let's swap to a Tux, and let's try and see how much damage we do. 412. 412. Okay, what's also really good about this setup, though, especially with my pet right now, is it's designed for ferocity. So I'm going to try and display that on the boss here. I'm going to go back to my Superior, probably. So let me kill a bunch of Crypt Ghouls, and I'll be right back when the boss is about to spawn. Okay, here we go. Boss is spawning. Let's use this, and... okay, that is ridiculous. Did you guys see how quickly we just shredded through that? Yo. Excuse me? That was way faster than I was expecting. I want to try that again. Okay, here we go. Boss is spawning. Weird tuba. Ready, 1.5 mil HP, and... wait, I've only hit once. That thing, that was with a wolf pet. I wasn't even using the tiger pet. It just shreds through it, though. Like, yeah, we lose a little bit on damage by using a tiger pet, but it just shreds through bosses. The ferocity is just off the charts. Vicious 5 on the sword, of course, and then with the tiger pet, because of the way they reworked it, gain plus 100 ferocity. So when we're holding my sword right now, and we go to my base stats, I have 168 ferocity. That is insane. Wow. Okay, yeah, that's quite ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. So like the ferocity just shreds through the bosses. That is honestly so much fun, and Nerdy probably has a ton of fun doing Slayers with this sword because it just shreds through any boss. Slayers and mini bosses of that nature are where I really think that this setup shines the best. It can be really good for dragons. I am probably one of the worst dragon players on Hypixel Skyblock though. I will happily take that title. I have not done dragons in months, and I don't plan on doing them again anytime soon, but I wanted to try them for the video. Nerdy can do like 18 million damage on a single stop. He knows how to do dragons a lot better than I do, so take his word for it, not mine. This sword is actually good for dragons, and if I was using a better bow, we'd see a little bit better results. But nonetheless, on that Slayer boss, I was actually genuinely shocked at how fast that thing just absolutely dropped to the floor. So it's kind of insane how much damage it does there, especially when the ferocity really gets a chance to kick in. With dragons too, you're trying to maintain your aspect to the end up in the air. You're only getting like 1 or 2 hits off at a time. When you can clearly just stand there and just shred through a mob like that, it is ridiculous with ferocity. But nonetheless though, I think that's going to be it for me today. Huge shout out to Nerdy for letting me borrow his setup here for today's video so I could show you lovely people about this amazing setup. Nonetheless though, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here, and road to 70K, man. Anyways, without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one. Alright, take care.